Of you. Last year there was this hot topic about abolishing au pair in Denmark. That's why I think of discussing this with you about should we abolish au pair in Denmark or should we keep it or what. I just want to give you a clear point of view as a Danish and as a Filipina. So I will give you both point my opinion about this as a Dane and as a Filipina. Let's start first with as a Filipino. You know the au pairs here, they come in. You could see a lot of Filipinos all over the world. They work all over the world. Because in the Philippines we don't have enough job for the population that we have. So yeah, that's why they try to go abroad and work abroad instead. Yes. Let's go with the facts first. I wrote something. So here is the au pair. Au pair salary as of 2020 is first the au pair, the host family needs to pay application. It's 2,920, and then the salary for au pair for this year from this year is 4,420 a month, and then they should get a free food and free stay at home. So that's why the au pair family should have room for them. Yes, and I've just found out today, based on the research I'm doing, or this facts that I'm gathering, that before I thought the host family should pay for the tax or scat, but I've read here that the au pair should pay for the tax, and it says about 8% of their earnings. So I computed it as about 356 krona a month. Because I know before, I think it was the host family who was paying the tax. But anyway, so 4,450. Imagine they have to pay tax. Let's say 356. So they would have 4,100. Yeah, about 4,000 under 100. And then they have to pay their monthly card or transport. Depends on where their host family lives, But they still always need the transport. They need to pick up the kid or drop the kid. So, or sometimes they also need some leisure time for themselves. They want to go around the city, or so they need to pay for their transport. The ticket is 24 krona for 2 zones. So it depends on where they live. It could be 3 zones, it could be all zones. All zones is about 1,000 krona. But let's say a monthly card costs 300 something. So it's already like 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 something. 3,000. Anyway, 3,700, let's say. 3,700 they have. They have 3,700, and even though the food is free, or even though the food is supposed to be shouldered by the host family, Filipinos, they don't eat rye bread or rubrol. So they would want to be able to eat, so they will buy rice. Filipinos love rice just like the other Asian. So yeah. This is also what I could see conflict between two cultures, is that au pair is supposed to be a culture exchange, but when we say exchange, it's like both ways. It's not just one way. You don't expect your au pair on the first day to eat rye bread or oatmeal, or the Danish food we have. We have to also put our shoes in the au pair and see, okay, when I first came here to Denmark, I always eat mackerel. Mackerel is at least we eat mackerel. I just eat mackerel and then I cook rice. I'm already solved with that. Or sometimes I go to McDonald's, those chicken wings. I like those also. Those are the memories I have on the first time I. Sometimes instant noodles also. We like that also. So we have to think about the au pair situation, because they're supposed to be part of our family. They're supposed to be we're supposed to abstain. We're supposed to make them feel at home because they're the one going to take care of our kids. So let's say she lives by 3,700, and then maybe food 30 krona a day, and it's 31 days. So how much is that? So let's say 300 for food. 3,700 minus 300, 3,400 left, and of course it's that's the difference between the culture of a Filipino and Danish. We were brought up being supported by our parents, no matter how old you are. Your parents will help you, give you food, pay for your school, because we don't have free. We have free elementary and high school, but then when you go to college, there's a fee. There's very few public schools in the Philippines, and there's a big competition getting into those public college schools. So it's not that easy. Okay, so we say they have 3,300 a month. Okay, then let's go to the Danish family. Let's say I have a 3-year-old son who's also going to Bernaheu now. So I checked this. This is August 2. Monthly fee is 4,019 krona including food. And then their opening time is about 7 a.m. to 17. Sometimes in some days is 16 or 4 p.m. to or 4:30. But let's say I'll put myself as a Dane or as a regular resident here. We have to as partner, or my husband drop our son, and I pick him up. If for example, which is normally I am free 3 p.m. at work, and then I have to pick up my son. I have to go home, or I have to pick him up before the closing time. So I get like stressed, because you have to juggle everything. Have to prepare their clothes, you have to prepare sometimes their food, and then you have to prepare yourself because you're also going to work. Then when you're already so tired from work, you have to rush yourself and pick up your son. And what if you have 2 or 3 kids? Then 4,000 per kid. So if you have 2 or 3 kids, you pay, let's say you have 2 kids, so you pay 8,000 a month. With compared to the au pair, you pay 4,000 something. But also they have like a Danish now. They have to learn Danish, and the hosts need to pay 17,645 krona. But the problem is, as I've heard from some au pairs, that they cannot study Danish because the time of the Danish language classes are either in the morning or in the evening, which is the critical for them as an au pair, because the morning they have to prepare the kids, and in the evening sometimes they have to prepare a meal for the family. So how could they study Danish if they cannot attend the class? So I would suggest that in the Danish class, or in Danish schools, language schools, they should give a time where it is suited to au pairs so that they could attend. I remember in the old days, way back 2008, 2010, au pairs could study full up to module 5 and 6, module 5 to 6 for free. Yes, and so there's no payment for them to study Danish, because it's supposed to be culture exchange. How could they learn Danish if there's no time for them, like, specific time, maybe in the afternoon, or yeah, where they could learn Danish. And I'm also want to talk to families who's um, not treating their au pair nicely. For example, they overwork. Think about this. This is, I really feel that it's very big help for me if only someone would be able to pick up a kid or drop the kid or do a meal once in a while, because it's very hard to do all the tasks and at the same time you work full time, and have kids. That's why in Denmark, as much as you want to have kids, as much as you want to have more kids, we always think about in the back of our head that it costs time, it costs money, it costs everything, resources. So what would I suggest is, let's treat our au pair nicely. Let's make them part of our family, because once we love them, they will also love us back, especially our kids. There would be secondly some, just like a second parent to our kid, just like a big sister to our kid when we're not around. So let's treat them nicely. In Denmark, I hope they would find a better solution for au pairs, so it would be win and win solution for both, because we don't have a lot of resources, people in Denmark to work for kids. We also missing pedagogue, so let's find a solution that would benefit both the families and the Filipinas, or the au pairs. So good luck for that. Bye for now.